Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today's reading is going to be for the star sign of Libra for the month of June. And I will start this reading by shuffling the cards and calling on all of the angels, spirit guides, and the highest powers that are there to come and help me and assist me to deliver clear, concise, and accurate messages for the star sign of Libra. I will be using tarot cards and I will be using some oracle cards to clarify. So as I cut the deck, I see the Wheel of Fortune. This means destiny. It means something that was destined to happen is going to take shape this month of June. So we're focusing on the time from now until the end of June. So if somebody is asking about timings, I'm focusing around maybe the next 2 or 3 weeks. The Wheel of Fortune means something's coming around, something that was always meant for you. It could be about your own personal life, or it could be about a dream they always wanted to have. Something's coming around and it's finally happening for you this month. So this card is also about changes, really positive, happy changes that are happening. Finally, I feels like it's your time for life to move on, to move forward in some way, so you can start experiencing life a little bit more. And it means like if there were any obstacles, delays, restrictions, anything, now it's been removed out of your path, so you can start moving your life forward. So I'm going to shuffle the cards and see what we get for the star sign of Libra. Let me just pull some cards. I'm just shuffling. The 9 of Wands, the Tower, the Death, so what I'm getting is something that you thought has ended, or it has ended. It hasn't ended yet. Somebody will give it one more push, one more battle, one more chance, one more, I would say, last struggle just to get it done properly. Because the Death is about endings and often means a total end of something. It's not about real death. It's not a death of a person. It's about a death of a situation, or a death of a past way of life, past way of thinking. So when you have the Death, that means something had to end in a major big way in order the new beginning to start. Because with the Death comes the birth of the next cycle, the future cycle, the next life. And I'm getting that this was something that could have ended quite devastating for somebody. I see somebody who lost a battle, or they felt defeated, but they're not ready to give up on this just yet. This is the old soldier, and he's somebody who is still ready to fight for it. This card also is about fighting and pushing negativity away, or protecting and defending what is theirs. It's about standing up for their own beliefs, standing up for themselves, standing up for something and defending and protecting that thing because it's important to them, okay? The card came up reversed, and that means that this person who kind of failed, in the past there was a failure. The person who failed to do this did not protect what was theirs. So that could have been you having to put a bit more effort into protecting something that was important, and you either didn't have the energy or you didn't have the strength to go for it. You could have given up on it, and that brought a major ending in your life, and it was devastating because you see this guy, he's a soldier, he went for a battle, and he got wounded, and he has these bandages around his head, so it means that he went through something that really hurt him and wounded him, but he's still standing on his feet, so he's not totally defeated, and he's still ready to give it one more fight. And the reason why this situation from the past ended was because he didn't fight and he did not protect what was important to him. So what else we get here for the star sign of Libra? Let's just shuffle some more cards. The Five of Pentacles. Somebody was left out in a cold alone. Somebody was abandoned, and somebody felt rejected, and somebody felt they don't really mean anything. So these cards, if you can see how these people are walking all alone through the harsh winter, and there is nobody to welcome them home or to give them some warmth or to make them feel included into the larger group of people. So this card shows like being abandoned and not being wanted, but therefore being kind of left aside to struggle on their own, because in a way people were more interested into doing other things than paying these two people some attention about what they need, what they want. Like, I think it's about exclusion, like social exclusion, like being outcasted and not even being considered. That's how I feel. So somebody was left out there to struggle and to suffer alone and feeling unwanted and just feeling like nobody cares about them. So this card's reversed, and I think the next move will be to fix that situation that somebody was left out. Almost like I feel this like somebody was tossed off and like cast out, like we don't need you here, or we don't even want to look at you. I get that sense of really humiliating rejection, that somebody was made to feel unimportant for whatever reason. So let me see. Let me ask the cards now. What else do we get here for the star sign? Messages are coming up, and the Five of Wands. So I would say this previous situation that ended, this ending had to happen. The death brings major changes and transformations, because somebody had to change their attitude, they had to change their priorities, they had to change how they do things in life. And the news coming in, a lot of communication that is positive, that brings a lot of information that somebody needs to hear. They need to know something. Maybe they need to know you're not being outcasted, you're not being tossed aside or kicked to the curb and not being wanted for whatever reason. It's because of that and that. That's how I feel, because these are a lot of messages and communications that are just flying towards you, and you get a lot of like clarity. And also this card's about moving things somewhere, getting somewhere. The Five of Wands, I see conflict here. People who are fighting, people who are disagreeing, people are not getting along well. It could be about competition, that people want different things and they fail to agree. But when this card comes up, all the fives are about some kind of a crisis point. I think you had like a argument with someone. You could have wanted different things, or you failed to compromise, and that led to like a separation or breakup, or you didn't want to know anymore about each other. So when this card is reversed, it's opposite. It means you, after the news come in, after you speak, there will be conversation. A lot of messages will go back and forth, and that will bring that will make you will make up again, you will be friends again, or you will start talking again, because this conflict will be resolved through that communication. It also means, like, if you haven't spoken with somebody for a while, this card means renewed communication, that you will have a lot to talk about, and you'll be keeping in touch, because this card's about like a lot of like back and forth, like calls or messages. Okay, now I'm going to shuffle some cards, and I'm going to ask what will be the outcome of this situation, because it seems it's been quite difficult. It's been a difficult time. It's been a tough time with the death. The death is a major arcana, and it shows a long period of time, maybe 2-3 years. Somebody really struggled in coming in terms with these changes. And the death is winter. It's the beginning of winter, which is November. And also the 5 of Pentacles means it shows winter time. So this is difficult, harsh, cold time when somebody feels left alone and abandoned, and left alone to struggle on their own, and to go through this harsh winter and harsh, difficult time on their own. Maybe they needed to learn more about themselves, or to become stronger and more resilient, and not to expect any help from anyone, because these two people did not get help from anybody. Nobody asked them. So they just get on with life. Right, so what will be the outcome from all this? After all these difficulties and harsh time, I'm just checking. Oh yeah, I'm checking if my microphone's working. The Knight of Wands, somebody didn't take this seriously. Somebody was playing about, having fun, enjoying themselves, like this guy is playing his horse, and they simply did not pay much attention to what was going on. They either ignored it, or they overlooked it, or they just didn't realize what was coming, what was going to happen. What is the outcome here? Let me ask the cards. What is the outcome? The outcome, Ego, look, it's a reunion. This is a happy reunion, happy celebration of old friends coming back together, and they have something to celebrate about. It's probably their reunion. And also I have the Magician, which means something you manifested into your life. So you probably really wanted to get back with this person who either left you out in the cold alone to struggle, or by yourself. They didn't take you and the situation seriously. They didn't offer you any friendship or any support or anything. Like, it could be they just came and they just went and they just left you out there. That's what I feel, because this one is just coming and going, and these two are struggling all by themselves. So he didn't take the care and consideration and the concern to ask them, are you all right? So this is happy reunion, and this is the Magician, which means this person is exactly what you need, exactly what you want, exactly what you've been manifested, and he knows already what's the best thing to do and how to communicate clearly. Magician is about communication, and also the 8 of Wands is about communication. So I think you'll be talking. It will be a meaningful, straightforward conversation when you will hear exactly what you need. Okay, so that's somebody who will understand the situation and what they did wrong, and that will bring this reconciliation and making up after this argument, after this breakup. It could be like romantic breakup, or it could be friends, because I'm not getting that many romantic or relationship cards, so I don't think this is a relationship reading. It could be more about either somebody you dated but you never turned into a relationship because this person didn't have the time to put into it, or he simply did not care, or it could be any other kind of personal connection that is not romantic. Okay, so I'm not getting romance, I'm not getting feelings, I'm not getting passion, I'm not getting a relationships going on. It's more about making friends, becoming friends, showing each other that you do care, and making something clear from the past, the clarity and conversation. It could have been also a question of miscommunication, because I see this person really making the effort to communicate with you with consistent, like everyday kind of communication, and also being clear about what they say and how they express themselves. So they want to leave the exact message to you rather than causing confusion. Right, so I'm going to shuffle some cards from the Moonology Oracle just to see what do we get here. What do we get from the Moonology? Show the world the real you. So this will be somebody who wants to show you who they really are this time around, so you don't have the wrong impression of them. So maybe you think this person is a player, this person is somebody who just messes about with people and then just kicks them to the curb and tosses them off, and he doesn't care, and he will want to talk clearly to explain himself, and this is the one. So it means like exactly what you wanted, exactly what you thought, exactly what you dreamt of, like in your head. You manifested this thing in your mind, and this person will want to make himself clear to you now about who they really are, what his intentions are, what you can expect from him, what you can think of him, like whether you can trust them. It's that kind of thing, that you have a wrong impression about someone because the way they behaved in the past as somebody who doesn't care, or somebody who only cares about their own fun, and you left you feeling alone and isolated and neglected and abandoned and feeling like unworthy. That's how I'm getting this sense of like unworthiness. So right, let me get some more of I am asking the cards, what do they have to show us today? What is this? It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. So what I would say is all this is kind of caused you a lot of probably turmoil, inner battles, trying to work out why this person treated me that way. What do they really see in me? Do they not see worth and value in me as a person? Because why I'm getting treated like these two that nobody wants them? And why is he happy at the same time? Like, I think this is just carelessness. Somebody who was careless and neglectful. Rather, it's nothing intentional towards you. And it's time to release negativity. It means that all this difficult time that you went through, it made you feel in a certain way, but this was meant to happen. And now it's time, after you have this kind of a clarifying conversation, and after this person shows you how they feel about you, you will release all this negative emotions or negative thoughts that you've been having in your mind. I think the situation will be dealt with. The situation from the past will be dealt with, and then you'll be able to move on with your life and to feel happy again. So I'm going to pull two cards from my deck. This is the Blue Sky Oracle, which I created myself. And I'm going to ask what this person wants to tell you. What does he want to tell you? What does he gesture of love. So he does care, okay? If you feel that he doesn't care and all he cares about is himself and enjoying himself and having a good time when he doesn't consider you, or he doesn't consider your needs, or he doesn't consider the fact that you are on your own and you feel left out alone, then this person will do something rather than say something. Well, you will talk because you have a lot of like messages cards, but he will make some gesture towards you, and that gesture, the action, will show you how much he cares. Okay, because he loves you. This is a loving gesture. Because if he didn't love you or he didn't really care, he would have been long gone by now, when you wouldn't be even thinking about him now. So there is something. There is something. What else do we get? From the Blue Sky Oracle. You are all I need. Well, this is very much the Magician card, which means the one. There's number one. Only one person who can understand, who can connect with you on this very intuitive but also intelligent level. Because Magician is about manifest and stuff. So you, for each other, you're all that you need is the Magician. You don't need any other people. And also it's about having one person who will fulfill all these needs, and therefore you will not need anybody else. So that's what I'm getting for Libra. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you have, let me know in the comments. And if you like to book a private reading with me, you can book one from my Etsy shop, and I've left the description. I've left the link in the description box. And that's all for now. I see you soon. Bye.